I want you to take a moment right now and think back on a time when you were lost in a nice restaurant filled with people. Now go ahead and take a look around. What do you see? Do you see the old couple sitting across the room, engaged in a nice conversation, quite possibly celebrating their 30th anniversary? How about the waitress who is frantically searching for an empty table that she thought was ready for her large party of guests? Can you see the embarrassed parents tend to their little child throwing a huge fit over the booth behind you? Do you see the person sitting across from you, quite possibly staring you down? How about your waitress tapping her toes, accepting your answer, or waiting for your answer of what you would like to drink? How about Bigfoot walking through the front door? Chances are you didn't notice any of it. Why, you might ask? Because, like the majority of the people in the room, you are looking down at one of the greatest socially deadly device, your phone. According to a study by PEW Research Center, for the year of 2015, nearly 47% of all young smartphone owners used their phone to avoid interacting with the people around them. That is nearly half of everyone within the age group of 18 to 29. It would not be surprising to see that number almost double if we included all teenagers in this study. Even though these technological advances may also provide great benefits, like for instance the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints using the powerful tool of social media for its missionary effort to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, social networking is also used around the globe for our benefit, to access an almost infinite amount of information with just a click, or in most people's cases, just a tap of their finger. Now, understanding that this wonderful technology has its perks, like spreading information about the most recent terrorist attacks in Paris, France, and San Bernardino, California, in efforts to financially aid others who have been a part of these horrific incidences, most people, on the other hand, use social media and their smartphones for reasons a little bit less noble. When it comes to the emotions that people experience as a result of having a smartphone, words such as productive and happy describe how nearly 79% of people feel. Having social media in your phone is almost like having the whole world in the palm of your hands. Because of the conveniences of this technology, people often neglect the true social necessities of life. When used properly, the internet can truly fulfill its purpose, which is to connect users around the world to more effectively communicate with one another. The world is shrinking as the internet usage grows. Family relationships can be strengthened as they are connected by various social media tools when they are far away from one another. Unfortunately, families are also torn apart from one another because of the neglect and the lack of communication in the home, because of horrible distraction that virtual relationships offer. It is sad to say that most marriages are done away with because of the destructive consequences that arise from the lack of communication that often is the cause of having a smartphone device. Now I want you to think about a time during your childhood when technology was not even close to how it is today. Can you remember the amount of time you spent with your friends and family? It is so easy to be carried away in this time and age by the waves of distraction in overwhelming proportions. We are constantly being pulled in all directions, and it has come to the point that we have turned to our greatest foe, our phones. The world is literally at our fingertips, and all we need to do is disconnect from reality and just dive deep into the virtual realm of social media. It's so scary to think of a world where everyone is being driven by a small, lifeless object such as a smartphone, a smart watch, or even a pair of smart glasses that have been utilized by social media. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for the advancement of technology and all that it has to offer, but there needs to be a line drawn and boundaries made in order to take control of this rather than to be controlled. Elder David A. Bednar of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles made a strong statement, saying, "Sadly, some young men and young women in the church today ignore things as they really are, and neglect eternal relationships for digital distractions, diversions, and detours that have no lasting value." Elder Bednar could not have said it any better. We, as a society, are addicted. Today, most of us spend our time looking at the world through the light and reflection of these little gadgets, rather than looking at the world with our own eyes. All statistics aside, we are constantly on our phones, even to avoid conversations with other people and other human beings. How often do we find ourselves dodging glances from others by redirecting our attention to our phones? Our lives revolve around our phones. We sleep with them, eat with them, bank with them, even go to the bathroom with them. How gross is that? So what is the solution to this massive problem? In order to better connect with the world around us, we need to disconnect ourselves from the device in which we revolve our lives around. Look up, look around and see the world in which we live in. You will be utmostly shocked and amazed by what you find. Turn off your phone or silence it when attending an actual social event. Don't hide behind your phone in order to avoid seemingly social awkward moments. Put the phone down when having dinner with the family or with your spouse. It's so easy to do, but yet we find it impossible to function throughout the day without our phones. I'm not asking you to ban social networking and smartphones altogether, but while we try to stay connected to virtual reality, we just might miss out on seeing that Bigfoot walk through our lives.